Hello. In this video I'd like to put together a centerpiece that's a little bit different. It's very cute. It's got a lot of interesting features, but it's really good for all kinds of events. And I'm going to be using the crystal Clearz. This one's a petite, so it's a small one that only inflates to sort of 10-12 inches maximum, and that's going to form the base of the centerpiece. And into that I'm going to put some flowers, some floating flowers. So you can use fresh flowers if you want to. You can use any kind of silk flowers, but these are foam flowers, so they will actually float. And that gives an interesting twist to the centerpiece. So this is your Clearz balloon, and first of all I need to remove the valve. So we'll inflate it a little. Oops, if I can get the inflator in. A little bit of air, and then remove the valve by cutting across the neck at an angle and using the air pressure to push the valve out. Now, if you're going to use small flowers, several small flowers, then you can just stretch open the neck with your balloon stretching tool and squeeze the flowers in through the neck opening, 2 or 3 of those. But I want to use this big one, and that's not going to go in through the opening in the neck. So I need to create another opening elsewhere in the balloon and then reseal it. So I'm just going to pull this so that the balloon is quite flat. I'm going to take a piece off the bottom of the balloon like so. Not too big enough to get the flower through, but not so big that it's going to remove too much of the balloon. Open up, and then we'll put the flower in through this much larger opening that we've just created. So tuck that in through there. Be very careful at this point not to stretch the opening in the balloon, because that'll just make it more difficult to seal. Once you've got the flower inside, just manipulate the balloon so that this piece that you've cut is nice and flat with no wrinkles. Put it in your heat sealer and just do a single seal all the way across. Hold on for a couple of seconds till it cools down, and we've just got one seal line that goes all the way across from that side to that side. No breaks in there, no wrinkles crossing it, so that should be a perfect seal. You don't need to worry about that anymore, because it's going to be at the bottom of the balloon and will be out of sight. So I'm going to put that down. This is a full litre of water. It appears to be quite a lot, but it is surprising just how much you need when you're putting water inside of what is effectively a sphere. So 1 whole litre as a minimum. Use the balloon stretching tools to make your life easier, and pour the water carefully into the balloon. Like that. And then we're going to inflate the balloon with a hand pump so that you've got some control over it. There we go. And then twist it round a couple of times and tie it off. Ribbon will do, but a scrap of modelling balloon is probably easier in this respect. So go around nice and tight 2 or 3 times and then tie it off securely. Now we need this to sit firmly, because otherwise it's going to roll about. So just a little ring of 260 is enough to keep that sitting nicely on the base. Okay, now we dress it up. So I'm going to use a little cluster of 5-inch balloons. I've got here the Sempertex Fashion White and Pastel Dusk Cream. And I'm just wrapping those onto the neck of the balloon there using the 260. A nice big bow that can go in on one side there. Pull it in nice and tight. And I'll just curl the ends. And then you can obviously leave it at that if you want to, because that is a nice little centerpiece on its own. But it has the potential for add-ons and extras. So I'm actually going to fly one of the larger Clearz, the standard size 18 to 24 inch Clearz, above it like this. Wrap that through there. And again, curl the end. I'm going to attach another bow at the base of the Clearz here. And then I'm going to finish it off with a faux ivy garland, which I want to take up and over the Clearz at the top. So a little bit of balloon bond or a glue dot or anything really, your preferred method of adhesive, and put it on the back of one of the leaves. I'm going to attach that up here somewhere. Take the ivy around the balloon, through the cluster at the base, down like this. And then down and around the petite at the bottom, and just tuck it underneath to keep the end in position. And there you have it. It's really quite simple, but it's one of those designs that has something about it that is going to intrigue anybody that sees it. They're going to want to know how it was done, so that increases the value quite dramatically.